Number 1, Chris Torres, escorted by Jesse and Mary Torres. Number 2, Ray Vega, escorted by Renato and Delma Vega. Number 3, Moises Chavez, escorted by his mother and dad, Arturo and Imelda Chavez. Number 4, Ricky Ramirez, escorted by Eddie Ramirez and Maria Ramirez. Number 5, Martin Garcia Jr., escorted by Martin Garcia, Mina Garcia, and Marissa Garcia. Number 6, Eli Rodriguez, escorted by Emma Garcia. Number 7, Gabriel Lopez, escorted by his mom, Bertha Lopez, and his sister, Bianca Lopez. Number 8, Mario Castro, escorted by Norma A. Pineda. Number 11, Roel Cuellar, escorted by Roel Cuellar Sr., Sandra Cuellar, and Amy Cuellar. Number 12, Fabian Esparza, escorted by his mother, Marta Esparza, and his brother, Carlos Esparza. Number 13, Alfredo Palomín Jr., escorted by Alfredo Palomín and Hermelinda Palomín. Number 15, Steven Davila, escorted by Erasmo Davila, Sylvia Davila, and Elizabeth Davila. Number 17, Ruben Duran, escorted by Javier Duran and Carla Duran. Number 19, Edward Perez, escorted by his mom, Annie Perez, and his father, Eddie Perez. Number 21 and 63, David and Carlos Hernandez, escorted by their parents, David and Nelly Hernandez. Number 22, Leonzo Espinosa Jr., escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Leonzo Espinosa Sr. Number 23, Alfonso Narvaez, escorted by Gloria Narvaez and Jesus Narvaez. Number 25, Ricky Gonzalez, escorted by his dad, Rick Gonzalez, and his mom, Alicia Gonzalez, and grandfather, Natividad Ramirez. Number 32, Leonel Lucio, escorted by Claudio Lucio and Yolanda Lucio. Number 36, Philip Zuniga, escorted by his father, Ramiro Zuniga, and his mother, Mary Zuniga. Number 38, Ray Reina, escorted by his dad, Reynaldo Reina, and mom, Noemi Reina. Number 40, Jesse Martinez Jr., escorted by his dad, Jesse Martinez Sr., and his mom, Edna Fuentes, and sister, Vanessa Martinez. Number 43, Joe Arismendi, escorted by Coach Flores. Number 44, Enrique Reyes, escorted by Catarino Reyes, Elisa Reyes, Catarino Reyes Jr., and Marty Reyes. Number 46, Diego Garcia, escorted by Hector and Veronica Garcia. Number 48, Christian Wolf, escorted by Ruby and Randy Wolf. Number 53, Oren Cortez, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Oren and Minerva Cortez.
I'm gonna tell Miss David, you're not gonna be president.
Number 54, Javier Peña, escorted by his mom, Yolanda Areola, brother, Raúl Peña Jr., and sister, Ariana Peña.
What about do you want?
I did. And the KWES
Number
mic
55, Vincent Lozano, escorted by his mother, Yolanda Lozano, and brother, Fred Lozano. Number 57, Paul Klausner, escorted by his mother, Linda Klausner. Number 58, Alex Aguirre, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Alejandro Aguirre. Number 62, Ozzy Castillo, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Arturo Castillo and future Panther Dante Castillo. Number 65, Dustin Dickerson, escorted by Linda and Barry Dickerson. Number 66, Elias Hernandez, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Eliberto Hernandez. Number 67, Adam Sanchez, escorted by Olga Sanchez. Number 68, Ralph Zarazua, escorted by Jeronimo Zarazua and Maria A. Zarazua. Number 73, Julian Villalobos, escorted by Juan Villalobos and Magdalena Villalobos and Willie Villalobos, his brother. Number 75, Ray Norato, escorted by Mary and Zenobio Norato. Number 78, Mark Vasquez, escorted by his mother Lydia Vasquez and brother J. D. Vasquez. Number 79, Jesus Mendez, escorted by his mother Maria de Jesus Mendez and his sister Cristina Alonso. Number 80, Leonel Torres III, escorted by his father Leonel Torres Jr. and Berta Torres. Number 81, Zach Nieto, escorted by Isidoro and Melissa Nieto. Number 82, Jose Torres, escorted by his mother Maria T. Ruiz and brother Joe Gonzalez. Number 83, Aaron Castillo, escorted by his mother Dalia Gutierrez and sister-in-law Letty Rivera. Number 86, Jake Masso, escorted by his parents Martin and Beth Masso. Number 88, Armando Rivera, escorted by his mother Maria Cáceres, his aunt Angie Romo and grandmother Amancia Cáceres. Number 89, Cameron Tureen, escorted by Melvin and Beverly Tureen. Number 90, Raul Cardenas, escorted by Mark and Linda Rosales. Number 92, George A. Rodriguez, escorted by his mom Josefina Rodriguez and his uncle Odiel Rodriguez. Number 93, Benton England, escorted by Mike England and Elizabeth England. Number 98, Raul Camacho, escorted by his sister Araceli Camacho and brother-in-law Tino Rodriguez. And rounding out the roster, number 99, Guillermo Arriola, escorted by his mother Felicitas Castro and sister Saraí. And now for our cheerleader class of 2003. Senior Erica Cavazos, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Pablo Cavazos. Senior Jackie De La Rosa, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Rolando and Barbara De La Rosa. Senior Carla Garcia, escorted by Oscar Garcia and Carmen Cuella. Junior Tessa Ambriz, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Frank Ambriz and sister Missy Ambriz. Junior Delilah De Los Santos, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Mike and Melissa De Los Santos. Junior Aaron Ebarb, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Homer Ebarb. Junior Nikki Mendez, escorting her in loving memory of Benjamin Mendez, Mary Jane Mendez, sister Monica and Ashley, and brother Benny. Junior Amber Pauschert, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Pauschert. Sophomore Tara Caballero, escorted by Manny Trevino and Sandra Caballero. Sophomore Myra Cardosa, escorted by Veronica Cardosa and Arturo Garcia Jr. Sophomore Monique Escalon, escorted by Cindy Escalon, Robert Alanis, and sister Chantel Escalon. Sophomore Stephanie Garza, escorted by her mother, Miss Rosie Torres. Sophomore Jessica Moravitz, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Roy Moravitz. Sophomore Alyssa Oliveira, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Leonel Oliveira. Sophomore Serena Sanchez, escorted by Orlando and Kathy Sanchez. Sophomore AJ Sepulveda, escorted by her mother, his mother Alicia Sepulveda. Sophomore Perla Trevino, escorted by Juanita Trevino and Melissa Trevino. Sophomore Selene Vallejo, escorted by Juan and Nina Garcia and sister Karina Vallejo. And rounding out the roster, junior Ashley Salinas, escorted by her mother Annie Salinas. Once again, on behalf of Mr. Richard Rivera, Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Trustees, the student staff and administration of Weslaco High School, we want to thank you to Parents Night 2003.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Ready? Go! Come on!
Weslaco Panther Corps will play the national anthem. The Corps is under the field direction of Carolyn Donaldson.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bobby Lackey Stadium. Terry Beitler, Steve Valdez, and welcome to another season of football here on KWES. And tonight it's our traditional opener, Steve, Mission and Weslaco.
That's right, Terry, and it's great to be here again. Hoping the weather holds up for us tonight. We see some clouds over in the Donna area, and it's a great, cool night in the mid-70s, low 80s maybe. I'm not a weatherman, so it's hard to say, but it's a great night for football, and I just want everybody to know that tonight I'm stepping in for Carlos Robledo. Even though it's the first game of the season, he chose to be out there with his brother in Roma, and I know they're doing a great job out there tonight.
Following the Wildcats, of course. We'll be, for our second straight season, we'll be covering both the Panthers and the Wildcats. I think we have a easier time this year keeping track of the teams. Last year we kept stumbling on ourselves, and this year we're a little more used to the things. And well, you know, it's like I said, a traditional opener. Last year at this time, we were mentioning before the game, they were just dedicating the stadium to Bobby Lackey, who probably one of the great football players who ever come out of this school. And we had Darrell Royal, and I got to thinking of some of the personalities we've had at KWES over the years. Our very, very first broadcast back in about 91, 92, we had Tom Landry, who was then living on when they came over here to watch the ball game. And so we've had some celebrities, I guess, here on the cameras in front of KWES, but right now Mission is 4A school, second year in a row, and this is not the powerhouse Mission team that we've seen over the years. Irvin Taylor has graduated and moved on to Texas A&M, and I think they're going to be good. Mission always has a big, proud tradition, but this has got to be deemed as a rebuilding year for them.
Well, Terry, you got to remember that there's a lot of teams that went 4A last year because of the counts of the schools, but Mission has always been known to have a 5A mentality, even though they're 4A. So I don't expect anything less from what we've seen in the past in the Mission Eagles.
Well, the state rating services has rated this one fairly even. They've actually given Weslaco a 4-point edge. It might be the home field advantage, and we don't know. We hope that's right. You know, we hope. Weslaco was 5-5 on the season, and they're coming on the field for the 2003 season, and we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of Football Mania, Friday Night Football in Texas. There's nothing like it anywhere in the United States.
Nothing better, Terry. And going back to the Mission Eagles, they had one scrimmage against Harlingen and actually tied Harlingen, and they played in week 0. I need to learn about how that week 0 works out, but they played Mercedes and lost to Mercedes, a close game of 20-19. So
that does give them an advantage for tonight, because most coaches will tell you the biggest improvement a team makes is between their first and second game. Weslaco did have 3 scrimmages this year against some pretty good competition, but there's nothing like suiting it up and playing all 4 quarters for real. It's not a scrimmage, and we got a good crowd. It's Parents Night already, the first game of the year. We honored the parents of these players, so getting off to a pretty good start this year.
Well, normally this time of the game we throw it over to some pregame interviews where we talk to the coach, but because it's Parents Night, we had to make sure we concentrated on the parents. We didn't get pregame interviews, but I know that if our audience on KWES TV got a chance to watch the coaches show, they got to hear a lot from Coach James Height, as well as Coach Armando Cuellar from Weslaco East Wildcats. So people at home who are watching tonight's game have a good idea of what our Panther team is up against.
Well, as usual, when we first start the season, we have a lot of new faces. Number 6, Eli Rodriguez, and number 13, I believe, Freddy Palamon is going to be back deep for Weslaco, as Weslaco has won the toss tonight, Steve, or at least they're going to receive the ball here in the first quarter, and Mission in their traveling white uniforms, Weslaco in the more traditional purple home with the names on the back, and we will try to keep it as accurate as we can.
Well, Terry, this is the first roster we've received, and I know sometimes there's corrections, so parents out there, if we don't get your son's name just right, we had a couple of weeks to work on it. So
we've got a good monitor here, so we're going to be relying on our monitor up here in the booth. And there's a kickoff. The 2003 season is underway. Eli Rodriguez, a little trickery here. He's waiting, he hands it off, and the ball is down on about the 15-yard line. Little trickery there as number 81, Zach Nieto, is able to get the ball, but he didn't get too far, Steve. They only got back to the 15, and let's see what the Weslaco offense, which we do have veteran skill players coming back. A new quarterback in Steven Davila, but Moises Chavez and David Hernandez have got good, solid varsity experience.
Well, if you notice, the Mission kickoff teams saw the trickery and spread out evenly across the field to make sure that they got anybody running in the direction, and then picked up on Zach real quick.
Davila, a senior, has been on the varsity. He's also the punter, working out of a wishbone this year. And handoff to Hernandez, breaks a hole, he could be gone. He's at the 35, the 40, up to the 42-yard line. How about that to start the season?
David Hernandez, number 21, 5'7", 155 pounds, senior this year. Did a great job right up the middle.
What was the year? It was a couple of years ago, Steve, where we started the first game of the season off with about 2 touchdowns in the first 20 seconds of the ball game. Never seen a start quite like that before. But this was explosive, and that gets them out of some trouble. They were at the 15. That was a 27-yard gain by Hernandez. Handoff this time to Chavez, I believe. He gets about 1 or 2 yards up to about the 43-yard line. You know, it's interesting how Jim Height has changed his philosophy. When he was here before, in the early 90s, he had tremendous passing game. And now with his runners, he has gone to the real traditional wishbone. And so a little change, but the wishbone is hard to play against anymore because nobody plays it anymore. And so it's sometimes hard to defend.
We've always had some great running backs, so he's probably relied on the talent that we've had in the backfield.
Davila, the quarterback, gain of about 1. Second down, there comes Chavez to the outside, 45-50. Out of bounds into Eagle territory at about the 48-yard line. Number 35 for the Mission Eagles. That is Robert Granados is on the stop, but not before Moises. And like I said, the strength of this team, Steve, coming back is those running backs in the backfield.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to the linemen up on front, creating the holes, blocking, and creating opportunities for our running backs. Looks like we've got a
first
a
measurement
call.
of the season, yep.
There you go. Well, you know, those running backs, they are the silent warriors out there that don't get as much credit because our running backs are always picking up the yardage, but you got to give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Got a lot of new men up there, too. Let's check out some of the players. I see number 78, Mark Vasquez. They list him at about 320 pounds. Number 60, let's see. Look at some of the other ones up there.
Number 79, Jesse Mendes. Is he out
Jesse
there?
Mendes.
He's a big 6'3".
Oren Cortez, number 53. I believe they gave him the first down, so they got the good spot. They have the ball, Weslaco does, in Mission territory. They're going to spot it at the 48-yard line, and here we go again. The Panthers are to the line. As I mentioned, they work out of the wishbone, the old Oklahoma offense from many years ago. Davila, handoff. No, he keeps it himself and gets about 3 or 4. There are so many options off this offense. One of those was a quarterback keeper. Davila down inside the 45, mark it about the 44, give him 4, bring up second down and 6.
Terry, he's running with a lot of confidence, and you can tell that when they hold the ball out like a loaf of bread. Hopefully he's careful. He can see the people coming and hug that ball when it comes close to a tackle.
So Davila, the quarterback, Moises Chavez, David Hernandez in the backfield. We'll get the other runner here. That's Hernandez, spurts it up, cuts back against the grate. There he goes! 25, 20, stumbled a little bit. 15, down at about the 9. He stumbled a little bit, but another huge gain from the 44 down to the 9. And Steve, that's 35 yards. He had 27 before. He's got 62 yards of rushing in only 2 plays so far. So David Hernandez is off to a very fast start.
And if he hadn't tripped up, number 21, David Pettis, was the one who caught him for Mission. But if he hadn't tripped up, boy, he'd have gone all the way.
Oh, yeah, he tripped, but he still gained some yards after that. And first down and goal to go. They're going to mark it at the 8. And the Panthers on the move here in the first quarter. Davila, the quarterback. Hand off to Hernandez, squirts through. He's at the 5, dives near the end zone. He's down near the 1-yard line. Boy, did you see the hole in the middle of that line, Steve?
Those holes are huge,
oh,
Jerry.
Man, he came back through there. He could have drove a big old Mack truck through there.
I got to tell you, Terry, those holes, at least the first carry of the ball, those holes have been great. Great opportunities for our runners, and they're going to keep happening all night long.
Another 7 yards for David Hernandez. He's had 69 yards of rushing, unofficially, of course, on this drive. Second down, goal to go from the 1-yard line. Davila, handoff to the first man through, and near the end zone. Let's see if how they mark it.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Looks like number 7, I believe. Or let's wait and see who that running back is. Coming this way.
Yeah, he's number 7.
That's number 7.
Gabriel Lopez.
That's who it is, Gabriel
Senior.
Lopez.
They have him listed here as a quarterback.
Right, but big boy, about 190 pounds, and how about that? That's an 85-yard drive in about 7 or 8 plays. They never put the ball in the air once, but David Hernandez really lit the way. Moises Chavez, and kicking for Weslaco, number 17, Ruben Duran. And let's see, they set it up. There's a snap. There's a kick up. End over end. It's through the uprights. And it's good. So with 9:05 to go in the first quarter, how about this? Not even 3 minutes into the ball game, the Panthers are leading 7-0.
Well, I don't have this on official record, but I understand Ruben Duran might be a recruit from the soccer team. So it's great to see our athletic sports combining some of their players and giving them opportunities, several opportunities to play sports here at varsity level.
Last year we had a pretty good kicker in Andy Cantu, but he's graduated. And Duran, I don't know if he's any relation to Roberto Duran, but the hands of stone. You remember him?
Well, Terry, this is a good opportunity to mention the safety and security of this facility here at Weslaco. We've got our principal, Edmund Oropes, along with all of his staff. You know, they're easy to spot. They all dressed in gray suits and purple ties, and they look handsome and sharp and
attired,
authoritative at the same time. So we commend these guys. And I know once at East, administration will be out. Once the Wildcats come out to play, it's the same thing. You know, parents can feel safe. You know, you never know. We've got security officers, police officers, our administrators at the Weslaco High School out here to make sure things run in order.
Well, we have a different youngster that's going to kick off, Steve. Number 99, Guillermo Areola, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
That's right.
And he's going to kick off. So the Panthers, 2 minutes and 55 seconds, they have the ball, and an 85-yard drive, and they have scored a touchdown. Here's a long kick all the way down to about the 6-yard line. And the Panthers trying to get him, and they do. Down inside the 20, some gang tackling on the, looked like number 16 was a ball carrier.
Well, Eli Rodriguez, number 6, looked like the main guy taking him down for the special teams.
Long, lanky youngster, and we're going to have fun setting up this mission offense because they're a long ways away from us. Looks like number 7 is a quarterback.
That's right.
And he is Jesus Silva. And we will pick up their other runners. They run a little different offense, Steve. They have 3 wide receivers to one side of the field. So looks like a pretty wide open attack. They roll to the right. Quarterback dodges one man. Still running. Now he throws up the field. Almost intercepted. That ball was underthrown. And good coverage on the play by number 32, Leonel Lucio, who they say hits hard, real hard.
Well, if again our viewers got a chance to see the coaches, so you also saw our defensive coordinators talk about how our defense plays with a blue-collar attitude. I don't know if that means that there's a hard-working attitude with not as much skill and talent, but either way, blue-collar means that they're hard-working, they're going to be doing a great job tonight, and we're just about to debut their performance.
Well, it's kind of that lunchbox attitude. Yeah, they come to work.
That's right.
All right, receiver to the side here in motion, a pitch out, and trying to evade the tacklers, but the Panthers knocked the runner down at about the 23-yard line. Looked like number 30.
That's right, number 30. That's Roel Maldonado.
Okay, I took my glasses off, so you're going to have to help me read here.
Well, the funny thing about the roster is that they're not listed in numerical order, so we got to hunt around for the right position and find their number.
That brings up 3rd down at about 4 yards at the 23-yard line. Good pursuit that time by the Panthers here.
3rd down.